When you really want to understand a people and their food and their culture, I always say go to the origins of those cuisines. Go to the places that serve it and have been serving it for the longest time. And I'm excited. I'm here at Central Grocery to have my first muffaletta. This is the place where they invented it. It's called Muffaletta Headquarters for a reason. So the legend of the muffaletta sandwich supposedly started over 100 years ago in the French Quarter. It was really Italian immigrants that brought Sicilian bread with them. If you went to Sicily and ordered a muffaletta, you would get a fairly large piece of bread covered in sesame seeds. And what the local immigrants did here is that they would slice it in half and actually make sandwiches out of it. The name of the bread became the name of the sandwich. If you've ever been in any sort of Italian grocery store that goes back many decades, it looks like this. Italian products, dry pastas, canned olive oil, but this place is actually really trafficking more than anything in this sandwich. And people line up and you can see that it's already early in the day and there's already people eating this sandwich at breakfast time. So what's in this sandwich? Well, they won't tell us exactly what goes into the spread that goes on the top, but it's a salad of olives and other vegetables with plenty of olive oil. That is laid on top of salami, mortadella, imported ham, Swiss and provolone cheeses, all tucked into this bread, sliced into quarters, and handed to you. Here is the famous muffaletta sandwich. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
I'm gonna eat the whole thing.
Good luck.
Sandwich. Oh, I can't even pick it up. It's just too much. I don't know if you can just see how big that thing is. Look at that sandwich. Okay, so here is the sandwich, and I suppose that this is a fine meal, but why not go for the full Monty? Anyway, let's take a look at this. I'm going to pop the lid and just take a peek at the olive salad. You know how on the hamburger we have the squeeze test? Well, I'm getting nice juiciness coming out of this guy. Well, I'm going in. I'm going to go for the point, just because it seems like the right way to do it. I can say that this sandwich's fame is fully justified. This is delicious. It's obviously very evocative of Italian subs. The first thing that really hits you is this really piquant and flavorsome olive salad. There's also, chopped up peppers and onions, and it looks like celery in there. Then you get this sort of rush of fat from the salami. It's got all those sort of spicy notes to it. Then there's a mildness in the cheese coming on. It's creamy, but because they're using provolone and Swiss, which are both really sort of tangy and kind of flavorsome cheeses, that kind of finishes the palate. It's really rather nice. The bread is not the most flavorful, but it's structurally really good, and it's got these seeds that give you some nice textural contrast. Okay, enough yapping. Let's eat some more. You have this wad of delicious meat and cheese in the middle, and it's dense, and it almost fuses into this single entity. So it's like a cold cut steak. Those flavors do kind of meld together. There's the old story about Italian-American heroes that they would put in the backseat of cars, and the kids would sit on them. They would drive to the picnic, and by the time they got there, they had flattened it and really sort of compressed all of those flavors. Well, I'm getting that kind of effect with this, I think. It's and I think the longer this sort of sat around and kind of got pressed down, it would really kind of almost improve. But enough of that, I'm gonna eat more. This is the slowest chewing thing I've ever eaten on a meat show. I have to say that the bread didn't hit me right away, but it has a pretty good flavor, actually. I guess the other stuff is so sort of pungent and spicy and flavorful that it kind of masked it a bit, but now I'm really kind of appreciating it. And it's very good structurally. It's really holding together. And it almost has oiliness there, and I think that's almost like a focaccia. That's it from me and this delicious muffaletta sandwich. Catch us on the next episode of the Meat Show, and we'll see you soon. Don't forget to click down here, because I always forget to tell you to click down here.
Together, our job here, we think, is to try to mend Haiti and New Orleans kind of back together and show that there's a bridge between the two. Right. They always say, your food is like our food. I'm like, no, your food is like our food.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Highly recommended.